Good morning, learners, and welcome once again. Another new day that God has given us so that we can be able to learn about our science lesson. In today's lesson, we shall learn about digital technology, which is our strand. Then we shall go to our substrand, which is the digital devices. Now, in the world that we are living in today, learner, it is important to know that we are living in an era of digital era, where everything involves technology. So it's important that you are equipped, you have the knowledge, the ability, and the capacity to be in a position to operate some of these devices so that you can be part and parcel of the new era. We're talking about the 21st century, where everything has gone what? Digital. Look at our TVs at home. They're all digital. Look at whatever is in our homes. We're living in a very, very, say, different world compared maybe to our forefathers. Very many things have changed. Today we have the likes of phones, which were not there in the beginning. So those are some of the things that we shall be looking. We have the likes of iPads, tablets, laptop, desktops, computers. These are things that we are looking. Technology has brought all these things for us to make our work easy. In the 4 days, people used to use what? Maybe you are sent somewhere via, maybe you take a message through, let's say, a letter is written and you are told to deliver that letter. Today, people communicate very easily through phones, just by texting rather. So you find that people are able to communicate one-on-one. You can even see the person you're talking to today. But in those days, in the olden days, you find that it was hard. You have to go there personally, you meet him, or you write a letter. So we are talking about the how. Shall be looking at how a technology has influenced our life. So today, let's start our topic by looking at the various digital devices. I know you can name so many of them. You know them. You have used them. Here in school, we always have computers. We have computer classes. I believe every one of you is able to operate a computer. You can open, you can type, such things. Then if you are able to use a computer, then you become computer literate. You are able to work on a computer. You can type a message and all the other things. You can also operate a phone. In our homes, our parents have phones. Most of you use those phones. So you find that today, let's just go to our topic and see first of all, we shall be in a position to define, to explain the meaning of digital devices. What is this we are calling digital devices? So what is digital devices? Yes, what is a digital device? We can explain digital device as, in a simple terms, as is an electronic equipment that can receive, store, process, and send digital information. I repeat, a digital device is an electronic equipment that it can receive, that is one. Two, it can store. Three, it can also do what? Process. And lastly, it can send. What is it sending? Digital information. So this is just a brief explanation of what a device is. Now in our homes, I want to take you at the simplest digital device that we have. The simplest one, let's say the phone, the simple smartphones. That phone, it can receive, you can receive when somebody calls, you can receive It can store, for instance, a message comes in, it is able to store that particular message. So you can still go back to the message a day or two after you have received the message. Processing. Yes. What is the when I mean processing, what does it mean? It can make the information accessible to you when you need it. It can make the information accessible to you. For instance, it's a message maybe that was sent a week ago and it's still in your phone. It is still stored. When you want it back, you just go to where messages are and you choose the particular message and you click on it and it comes on your screen. So it has processed that message. I believe we are together. Then it can also send, if you want to send a message to somebody, just type the message, then click the send button and it goes. So this is what you're calling digital devices. You don't have to meet this person one-on-one, but through this device, you are able to communicate. That's why we're talking there. We are living in digital era. And a phone is an example of a digital device. Let's name other examples that we know. Examples of digital devices. We can name them. We have started with phones. Call them smart. The smart ones. Yeah, the smart ones. The smartphones, that's what I mean. You can also have, let's say, desktop. Desktop. Yes, any other that you know. Yes, Lana? Yeah. Laptop. It's called laptop. Any other? Any other? We have radios. Oh, radio. Any other? Yeah, the ones you're calling iPad. And also tablets. So these are some of the digital devices that maybe we have. Now, we also have what we call smartwatches. We have smartphones and smartwatches. They are all digital devices. So if you're asked to name some of the digital devices that you know, these are some of the digital devices that you are supposed to actually name. Now, we are looking at maybe we're looking at this phone. Let's look at the desktop. Now, Alana, you can ask, why is it called a desktop? You find that this one is called a desktop because when you're working with it, or while working on it, you find that you have to place it on a desk. That's why it is placed on the top of the desk. That's what we are calling desktop. There's the one we are calling laptop. This one, for you to operate on it, or while you're operating, you find that you have to put it on your laps. Or lap. So that's what you can mean on laptop. You put it on your lap and you work. Or you type if you're typing, or you are sending any message, or you are doing something using that particular equipment. iPad, we know it. Tablet, we know it. These are some. Maybe you haven't seen, maybe, or some of you have seen, is smartwatches. Most of you have seen smartphones, but smartwatches maybe are not that common, but we still have very many people with smart watches. So learn up to there, we have been able to explain the meaning of what a digital device is and also name some of the digital devices. Now, all these things they use what? Electricity. So most of these instruments or what we have named here, they use power to operate, or electricity to operate. Now we have other digital that use batteries or solar energy, and this one is more common in, let's say, in areas where there is no electricity. This device can still work, but in those areas where you don't have electricity, maybe they use battery. Like for instance, television. There are people who don't have electricity, but they are able to use television because they have a battery that can power the TV, and they're able to see what is going on. Then you also have solar energy. It's also a form of energy. It can also be used to operate some of these things. These devices we have named here. You can use solar energy to charge a smartphone. you on a radio, on a laptop. These are areas where people actually have no access to electricity or power. Mostly in, maybe let's say talk about rural area, not all, but many parts of where we call them the rural areas, find that electricity has not actually reached to in those areas. Therefore, these people, maybe they are using electricity, or they are using solar, not electricity, but they are using solar energy, or they are using battery. Now, let's look at these actually devices. You can be asked a question like, what are these devices used for? What are these devices used for? Uses of these devices. We can say the devices are used for, you can name one. Let's say a phone. You can say it is used for one, to write a text. You can write a text. What I mean of a text is just a message. Message. Text means you're texting. That is, you're writing a message. Another use of these devices, they can also be used to record. Now, a good example is this lesson you are actually listening or you are looking at. It has been recorded using our digital devices, just a phone, and it's recording what you are seeing right now. I think we are together. So a device, this device can also be used to record an event, lesson or classes the way we are doing digitally. Then we can also record videos the way we are also doing. The way most schools are actually learning through this digital technology. They are taking video or they are using other means, but all of them, they are doing what? They are learning through digital platform. Then you can also use to, for instance, somebody is dancing, you can take whatever, somebody is dancing. It can also be used to record what? It's not only a phone. We have other devices that can be used to record. We have cameras. Those good cameras that can capture how maybe somebody wants to record us a particular music. You find that this person has to actually use the digital devices to record the music and also to record. After that, you are able to see that particular person doing what? Dancing, or showing actually the type of song he actually is wanted to show. Then from there, learner, because our topic, we shall go step by step. So today we had only two things to do. First, to explain what digital devices are, and second, to name some of the devices and their use. Now, if it were in normal school time, I could have taken you to we have a computer lab where we could have been there trying to learn various parts of a computer. Now, this one might not be possible at the moment, but I believe during our during the first let's say set of the month, that is January, February, you did all this in your respective class with Mr. Sewe. You are able to use a computer. I believe by now maybe you are computer literate a bit, because I believe if schools were actually going on up to now, definitely we could have been in a better position to use a computer to type, to draw, to even color. These are some of the things maybe we haven't done. If you have done well and good, if you haven't, maybe as we come, maybe school reopens, we shall still go back to it, and maybe you'll learn more how to use a computer, how to use all these digital devices. How do you become better? By using technology, because technology is the only way to go. Without technology, there's no other way. So just try your best. If you're at home, you have let's say a laptop, or let's say a computer, something like that. Continue to practice how to use it positively. And I'm repeating the word positive. Use it well. How to open a computer, for instance. how to even type, how then to draw, you see, how to write a message. I'm saying is typing. Then from there, how to save that particular message. Then lastly, you can also know how to shut it down. Those are some of the basics maybe of using a computer. So when maybe school reopens, we shall go back to that. We go to our computer, we learn more about technology. I've said technology is the only way to go. So embrace it, make it part and parcel of you. You have smartphones, use them positively to learn. Ask your parents to guide you where possible. And from there, you shall be equipped with the basic knowledge of digital devices. The basic thing is for you to know how to operate these things. Once you know, you are equipped with the knowledge, then we can say you are computer literate. You are digitally able to get information from any digital devices. This is very important for you learners. In your era right now, it's very important. So you better embrace it because it's part and parcel of it. So for now, learners, I want you to answer the following question. Very simple ones. Very simple ones. The first one, let's call it exercise. Exercise. So question 1, learner, question 1. Just want you to name 5 digital devices. That is 1, 2, learner, 2. You list 3 uses of digital devices. 3. You explain the term digital device. Those questions are enough for us for today. So you can go back and listen once again to the entire video so that you are able to answer those questions well. I wish you well, take care of yourself, and let's meet in our next lesson where we shall be covering more about the digital devices. Thank you and God bless you.